So if you're unaware, I've been uploading a lot of Mii Swordfighter videos and compilations because there was new tech discovered that makes Mii Swordfighter quite a lot better. If you are lost on any of the Mii Swordfighter context, you really need to check out the Ramble video in the description because I'm not going to go over literally everything he talks about because it's a lot, but the video is very impressive and in my opinion changes quite a bit about Mii Swordfighter, and I want to talk about my actual opinion on the character now that I've had at least several days playing the new combo variant of the Mii Swordfighter. Again, I always thought Mii Swordfighter was underrated in the first place, even with using the other up Bs that aren't going to kill you at 25 or 30%, or even 0 if you get the right hit. So I wanted to talk about my opinion on Mii Swordfighter, what has changed, what the old flaws of Mii Swordfighter was, how this helps, and yeah, just the fact that this character is going to be a lot scarier moving forward. So first off, Mii Swordfighter before, I thought the character was quite good, has quite an interesting and difficult to deal with neutral. I was using not the same current set that I'm using because I've swapped Hero Spin for the 2-part up B because I liked the better recovery, because one of the best things about Mii Swordfighter in my opinion with that set is the fact that he is really good at edge guarding. A lot of characters straight up die to down air at any percent, which is really, really powerful. And then of course having the 2-part up B, it is the best recovery up B by far in terms of distance, and you would have the ability to go really far horizontally with the side B that I'm running. If you are unaware what I'm using, I'm using Shuriken, the Ike side B. I don't know what all the moves are called, so the way I talk about them like Start GG chats when I'm playing in tournaments is the Shuriken, the Ike side B, Falcon kick but with a sword, and then now I'm using Hero Spin, but before I was using the 2-part Pyra, like the bad Pyra up B. The character still did solid damage, right? All of his individual moves do a lot of damage with back air, up air. You have good throw combos. You are able to kill if people beat DI or like get sleeping on DI because of down throw up air, which works for a long time. But the problem is if you did not get something like a Shuriken into a down B or specifically like down throw up air, it was a little bit hard to kill and you would end up getting raw back air kills at like 140, 150 from center, which isn't the worst, but it's not particularly good. I definitely think the hardest part was fighting characters that you couldn't really edgeguard and killing them. That was always a big deal. It's why Rob felt like a really bad matchup with the set that I was running, because you can't edgeguard him because down air simply doesn't do anything because he just recovers anyway. And then he's going to kill you with like nair into up air or like, Rob things at relatively early percents, whereas you're only going to kill him if he messes up with down throw up air or, just getting a random back air at, again, like 140, 150, and he would kill you so early. So it was really, really difficult. I definitely think the hardest thing was killing for this character, and now obviously things have changed because this character can kill you super easily. I did know down throw up B was a thing. I didn't quite realize how strong up B was, so I didn't realize quite how good it was, and I was like, oh, but the worst recovery is like not great, so I'd rather not use it because I personally like good recoveries. Granted, side B you're going to be fine most of the time anyway, so that was my thought process. I was like, well, I want to maximize edge guards because I didn't realize quite how good down throw up B was. But of course now with all the different combo routes, this character can string together kills at 20, 10, 30, kind of honestly like from 0 to 80 depending on position. You can kind of just get kills, which is honestly ridiculous. It is super strong. Obviously the combos are a little bit difficult to remember every single thing because there's a lot of different variants for different weights and fall speeds and stuff like that, so it's hard to remember all of that on the fly, but it's something just like you need a flow chart you have, and then if you're fighting a specific character, especially in a tournament setting, like offline or online, you're like, okay, I'm fighting this character. What are the combo routes that I can do? Can I do back air, down tilt, back air? Can I do down tilt, back air in general, or will it not work? Will they not be falling fast enough for the grab, or will you not be able to get the down tilt back air in the first place? Like I know Aegis, you can't really get back air, down tilt, back air because she's too fast volley, but then you can get back air, down tilt into maybe second down tilt dash grab or something like that. There's a lot of different combo routes you can do, and not necessarily every single thing's going to work at 0, so sometimes you need slightly more percent. But yeah, I think this is honestly ridiculous. I think it is very, very powerful to have all of these different kill potentials and kill combos, and it's just scary, right? A character that already has kind of difficult to deal with neutral, right? Shuriken and like random full hop side B callouts are difficult to deal with, and then randomly if the character just wants to play like kind of worse Cloud in neutral, because back air still -3 even if it's not super giant, but there's a lot of different random kills you can get with even like forward air or down tilt, which is still one of the better down tilts in the game for sure, and then back air again is super strong, and so if you're able to hit a single one of those against specific characters, or again like anywhere between 0 to 15%, you're just going to kill people, which is terrifying. Also sometimes that can be off of a Shuriken as well, because shuriken can combo into grab or down tilt, which then sets up your whole combo route. Again, if you have not, I definitely recommend checking out the Ramble video. It is an amazingly well-produced video, and the information there is ridiculous. So what do I think in terms of like tier placements? Because obviously that's a big question that people have been asking me for forever, is like, well, how good do you think this makes the character? So I thought this character was what, like lower mid tier before. I'm actually going to look at my tier list. As you can see, I had Mii Swordfighter in bottom 15 before. He's about here. And honestly, with all of this new stuff, in my opinion, he goes to somewhere around here, right? Like, between, like, I think he's around as good as like Falcon, Sheik, Zero Suit. And obviously I'm not a Sheik believer, so if you think like, oh my god, but Sheik's broken, first off, no, she's not. And second off, I think she's definitely like, I could see like anywhere from like Pokemon trainer strength, definitely I think still worse than Ness, but around Pokemon trainer strength to around Byleth Falcon strength currently. I think that Mii Swordfighter is stronger than all of these characters. Definitely stronger than Mii Gunner at this point. I think Gunner is now the worst Mii. But this character is now terrifying. And obviously that's about 20 spots of a jump, right? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2. Yeah, like 22-ish spots better, which in my opinion makes sense, right? Because at the same time, like if you think about it, the character went from a weird, neutral, kind of can't kill you character, kind of a gimmick in terms of like, oh, down throw up air is going to be huge, but if you don't get it by down throw up air, like things are way worse. Like I remember playing some of the really good Mii Sword fighters like Aaron, and like sometimes I would drop games because I would get down throw up aired 3 times, and then the games that I didn't get down throw up aired, it would be like a very easy like 2 stock, because it's like, oh, I'm not dying at 85 anymore. Pika player, I'm light. Like I'm not dying at 85 anymore, I'm dying at 130, and that's going to be a huge difference. So I really think that Mii Sword Fighter, because of the variations in killing now and the consistency in killing, first off, I think this is just by far the best Mii Sword Fighter set. There are obviously certain matchups where this might not necessarily be the case. I know that like Olimar still struggles with Tornado in particular, but I really feel like I've played a lot of the matchups in like top tier, and they haven't really felt that bad. Game & Watch has felt fine. Sonic is still annoying because it's Sonic, but it feels fine. I think Steve is fine. Like it's not good, like it's not winning, but it's like playable for sure. I think Peach felt fine when I've played it. Corrin's felt fine because you can whiff punish with side B and down B. I'm looking at my tier list. I haven't played every matchup because I haven't been playing that long. Snake feels fine. Bayo feels fine. Samus feels still kind of bad. But Rob feels fine. I haven't played really a Fox yet, but also you're just going to kill them with edge guarding and then up B. I guess I have played Foxes, but you know, I'm just cheesing people with edge guards. Kazuya can still be a little bit rough because his Zero Death is better than yours still. But also, again, I'm still messing up a lot of the combos. I'm not perfect at executing the combos. I don't know all the flowcharts, so I'm getting the hits that like potentially could lead to kills, and I'm not getting them. Plus, I'm mostly playing on Wi-Fi and reacting to DI, which is very important with these combos. Really difficult on Wi-Fi because you don't have a lot of time. There's not a lot of hits done, or like, you know, it's time that you can react to the stuff with like down throw. So it's a little bit difficult for that. But I've really felt like most of the matchups have honestly felt pretty good. I haven't really felt outclassed in any matchup, like in particular. Again, I think Samus is probably the hardest one, but also if you call it like a bomb and just scoop her with up B and kill her at 75, like you're fine. And again, because they're Mii's, if you struggle with a specific matchup, you can probably just switch your set. Like against Samus, you can just run the projectile reflect as your down B instead of the second stabby move, because you would rather be able to deal with charge shot than get another burst option when you already have a different burst option, you know what I'm saying? So you don't need to run this set every single matchup, you can still switch. But yeah, I really think the character is super strong now. I think definitely could be meta relevant if people cared. The thing is, I don't think this is going to make actually that big of a splash in meta. Maybe in Japan it will, because Japanese players already think Mii Swordfighter is pretty good, and maybe they are already running the set like Mia, Kaninabe. Obviously Shishio was the person who first inspired me to play Mii Swordfighter. Maybe they will just switch to this set for the combos, but I really think maybe in Japan it will be a bigger deal. But in NA, people aren't going to play Mii Swordfighter, right? Like I had the whole like, oh my god, look at how crazy Mii Brawler is, and then not a single other person picked up Mii Brawler. It was just already the Mii Brawler players, and maybe there's like one more secondary Mii Brawler, excluding myself. So, you know, NA is going to play who they want to play, who they're already playing. They're not really going to pick up Mii Swordfighter. I saw Zombo was messing with the character, and a couple other like players were messing with Mii Swordfighter, but I don't think it's going to make a splash in terms of like, oh my god, the results are going to skyrocket, because no one's going to play the character because it's still a Mii, and people still don't like Mii's because they're dumb and stupid. Yeah, I mean, I definitely plan on playing Mii Swordfighter quite a lot. I plan on playing Brawler and Swordfighter for, you know, the next bit. I'm also probably going to go back to box for a while because it is way easier to do the consistent slingshots with box, and like that's like one of the most important inputs you have with Mii Swordfighter at the moment. So I'm going to be playing box a bit more, which means, hey, you might be able to see the Pika more, because GameCube Pika does not feel very good compared to box Pika. And now that I know what box Pika feels like, GameCube Pika feels really bad. So maybe we'll play Pika more because I'm going to be playing box more. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Let me know down in the comments what you think about Mii Swordfighter. I would appreciate it. If you're down there, don't forget to subscribe, turn on notifications, ring that bell. Let me know what else you want me to talk about. I'm going to be going over more from Battle of BC. I also have a video lined up about Beastly, which is technically a Battle of BC, but also kind of not. But yeah, as always, social media and partner stuff is down below, and I will see you all next time. Peace.